Good morning, y'all. I hope y'all had a good evening. I'm about to get my day started. But before I do, I had to come to you. And I'm going to go ahead and say, you're not going to like this either. I'm sorry. But I'm going to start it off with a couple of things. One, there's nothing new under the sun. And two, certain things may be your reason for doing or not doing, but you can't allow it to be your excuse. Well, what do you mean by that, TJ? I'm glad you asked. Okay, so I was reading through some comments last night. Why not, right? And there are some common themes. People are mentioning the inflation, how high everything is to buy. How parents are not helping at all. And I just saw one sassy woman here says, you said y'all dropped Big Mama off without asking. Now y'all got boundaries. Did you not hear what I said? So y'all hear what you want to hear. Basically, what we were doing to Big Mama was rude because we weren't considering her. Duh. Some of y'all are really dense. I'm sorry, just a little bit. You should pay attention more in class. What we're saying, again, and she said, I guess Big Mama wasn't tired. Some of y'all talking and typing because y'all got mouth and fingers. I'm just saying. So since several of you are talking about the inflation, I decided to do a little research. In 2002, it says in 2002, in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation reached 8.5, its highest since 1982. Got it. In 1985, when I graduated from high school and entered the workforce, the inflation was 7.75. By the time I had my daughter in 1994, inflation was 5.5. In the year 2000, it was 6.5. Now, there's ebb and flow because it goes down, goes back up. All right? So in 2022, before everything spiked, it was, what was it? Estimated estimated 2.8 for 2023. So supposedly it's going down, supposedly. But given all that, we know the ebb and the flow of the economy. One thing that we had to contend with that you all don't, we weren't making as much money as y'all do. Even minimum wage. Minimum wage when we were in the workforce, when I had my daughter, was maybe 7 something an hour. So we weren't making as much. It's all relative. But then also, one young lady talked about the student loan debt. I'd let her know by the time I graduated, I had $70,000 in student loans. Former President Obama was still paying his student loans when he took the presidency. Again, nothing new under the sun. I even had some parent plus loans. Parents signed them. But here's the thing. My mom made it very clear that she was going to sign for the loans, but who's going to be responsible for paying them back? Me. And see, I didn't even test her on that. Now, some of y'all, again, if it don't apply, let it fly. But some of y'all, I'm telling the truth. Some of y'all would be, Mama, I can't do it. I ain't got this. My mama wasn't playing, and we knew, whether it be fear or respect, you better pay them damn loans back. And that's what I did. But y'all, again, excuses. So again, it's all relative. But one thing I noticed though, before I get to that, I bet many of y'all didn't need to take student loans. Some of you did. Many probably didn't. Some of y'all are probably like my daughter. My daughter graduated number 86 out of over 600 in her high school class. I have been telling her, apply for this scholarship, apply for this scholarship, apply for this scholarship. Well, the reason she didn't apply for scholarships is because she thought me and her father were going to pay for it. And her father had planned to. He planned to, or so he said. So she's not applying for scholarships. I'm like, even if your father does pay for it, that means that's extra money in your pocket. Didn't apply for not nary one. Then she gets to college. Her father starts off paying. Then guess what? She started doing this with the mouth popping off when somebody else is paying. So guess what? Dad said, I ain't paying. Well then, so she down there, so mama gonna try to make it do what it do. I'm paying for, at the time I'm renting a house for $1,250. Her dorm room is $1,000 with the food plan. So I'm paying almost just as much per month for a one-room dorm that I'm paying for a 3-bedroom house. But I'm paying because I want to help my daughter. She gets doing this, popping off like y'all do, not knowing when to be quiet. Guess what? Mama said, at the end of this semester, I'm going to pay for it to the end of this semester. The next semester, you on your own. So what she had to do, take out student loans. I told her, I said, if you have to take out student loans, take as few as possible so you won't have to pay as much back. So she ended up with a certain amount of student loans. I don't know what it is. It's not my problem. Okay? Because again, she didn't listen, one. And two, she started doing this. So when you start acting like you grown, then we'll treat you like that. But one of the things I've noticed, for all young women, most, I'm not going to be, but most, y'all are talking about you don't have money to do this, you don't have money to do that. But guess what I've noticed? Wigs, lashes, nails, designer handbags, the fancy makeup. That's what I noticed. The Jordans for your kids, the designer. I'm noticing all that. When I would have my daughter, when I was making far less than I'm making now, we were shopping at Walmart, some thrift stores. I was doing my own nails, wasn't getting my hair done. But see, even now my nails are not done now, but I was doing my own nails. Okay. So again, when you talk about you don't get no help, what you doing? Because every time you out, you looking fly. Nails, wigs, lashes. I got some strips on. And see, I used to have lashes before I got allergic to them, so I know how much they cost. And how often you got to get them done to get them looking like that. Interesting, right? So again, it's all relative. And just so we're clear, I didn't buy my first house until I was 40. 40, I'm 56. So the ebb and the flow of the economy, the ebb and the flow of how high, how much it takes to buy stuff. I get it. Oh, and when when I had my daughter, I told you I was on food stamps, WIC, and Head Start. And I realized what those programs were there for, and I used them until I got commission and didn't need them anymore. Because that's how they're supposed to be used. You understand me? So I'm going to really need y'all to come again. Have a good day. Love ya. Take that with you. As you can see, my curls have all gone down because it's several hours since I started recording. But one more thing. Somebody or several of you have talked about how the village, it used to take a village, but the village is gone. One thing that is different about the village that I grew up with were neighbors, friends, all down the street. Meaning anybody could correct you. You might be into doing something that you weren't supposed to do, then you get a spanking from them. Then by the time you got home, my grandfather or my mom would have known about it and you got a spanking from them. It was a village. But see, again, y'all don't want nobody saying nothing to your kids. So you don't want nobody correcting your kids. You want them to be able to do what they do at your house, which is no bueno. So that's why, because we knew the village was everybody, not just biological family, but it was extended family for the neighborhood. Take that with you.